Hi,
Hello, how are you? Good afternoon.
good afternoon. I'm fine. Thanks.
That's amazing. All right, well, let's please continue with what we were doing yesterday. And well, let's
Before
see.
this before the class starts, I have a special request as a student.
Yes, of course, let me know.
Okay. Yesterday you said that we could advance really fast because I already have some knowledge. So I would like to take some time on Friday because I need to prepare a video presentation about myself for I can apply to a new job.
Okay, all right.
So I
So,
will like
so you would like to maybe reschedule the class, you said?
no. I mean, I would like to. I would like. Oh yeah, tomorrow is Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I said I would like you to correct my presentation.
Oh, correct, your
I
presentation.
would like you to yeah to help me to prepare that presentation.
Okay, well, something that it's very important. Maybe we can take some minutes, but not the entire class to do it
Okay,
because as you understand, we only have 8 days to finish one unit
okay,
and we
I
have a lot
understand.
of grammar to go through. So maybe in the conversation practice, instead of doing the practices that you do, like live or worksheets, we can work on your presentations, like take some 10 minutes maybe to
Sure.
work on and from the class, but not the entire class because I wouldn't be able to cover everything that I have to cover according to the grammar.
Okay.
Yes. All right. That's what we can do. All right. So let's please now continue. And well, the next grammar tense that we are going to review is the present perfect tense. And it is very important to remember that for these grammar tense in particular, and all the perfect tenses, you are going to be using the verbs in the past participle tense, which are the verbs that are located in the third column from the verb list. Actually, verb lists are universal, and well, if you want, you can just download it from Google or any website in English that you would like. Or maybe if you do have a verb list, it will be the same. And well, the only thing that differentiates one from another is that some of them have maybe like 500 verbs, other ones have 1,000, 2,000, and so on. But whenever we are talking about the past participle tense, specifically, we are talking about the third column. Anyways, they have like a name above it. So let's please review on the usage. When are we going to use the present perfect tense? Well, we are going to use this grammar tense to express things you have done in your life. For example, she has never studied Japanese, and also to express numbers of times you have done something. And here we have a question example. Please, can you read on this question?
How many times have you tried to call her?
Correct. Also to describe recently completed actions which are important now.
I have some bad news. I've lost my job.
Yes. And to express situations that started in the past and are still true.
I have known James for 4 or 5 years.
Correct. And to describe unfinished actions or situations like.
I've read half of the book.
Correct. So we use the present perfect tense to express all of these situations. Let's please move forward. How is the structure? As I said before, we are going to be using the past participle verb. So for affirmative examples, we need to have a subject followed by have or has. Now here is very important to remember that we are going to use the auxiliary has for the third person singular. which are the subjects he, she, it, followed by the verb in the past participle tense. And here we have the example, please.
I have tried sushi.
Correct. And for negative statements, the only thing we do is just modify the auxiliary by adding the word not. And again, I can just write the contracted form or the complete form in both of the cases. And always followed by the past participle. Please, can you read on the example?
I have not tried sushi.
Yes. And for questions, well, as always, we are going to put the auxiliaries before the subject. And again, the verb in the past participle, please.
Have you tried sushi?
Yes, and the two possible answers for these questions are yes, I have, no, I haven't. Of course, we can apply WH question words into this grammar tense, as always. And well, yes, that's it. Now, I think, well, in order for us to have time tomorrow, we can just keep the practice. And well, do you have any doubts or questions about the use of the present perfect tense, the grammar
No,
structure specifically?
no.
Wonderful. The next thing you're going to review on this unit is the present perfect with for and since. And well, we have to understand what is the difference between for and since. For and since, we are used to talk about the length of time for a particular action. And well, we are going to use the word for a specific period of time. For example, 7 minutes, 8 years, and also we are going to use for followed by the number and the time word. For example, 5 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, 3 centuries, and yes. And since we are going to use it for specifically mentioning a starting point and also to express a time or a date specifically. And this is the difference, right, between for. Here we have 8 o'clock, 1st June, Monday, December 1984, 1900, since I left the school, since the beginning of time. And well, here we have some examples. Please, could you read on these examples?
I've been working at this company for 3 years.
Yes,
Mary has been married for 5 months. They have been at the hotel for 2 weeks.
correct. And
That
for
restaurant,
since,
that restaurant has been open since this afternoon. She has lived here since 1970. They have been at the hotel since last Monday.
correct. So for, we are going to use for a period of time, right? The length of time, and also to express the number plus the time word. And since, we are going to use it to mentioning the starting point of an action. And also since it's going to be followed by a specific time or date. And well, this is the difference. So do you have any doubts or questions about this maybe?
No, I don't.
All right, so because we are going to use the present perfect with this, for instance, we are going to try to get more time. And so that way we can also, I can also help you longer tomorrow. Let's please work on this practice, just reviewing the present perfect with for and since, okay? Both of them together. Please work on that practice and let me know when you finish.
Okay, how can I start?
Just by access, just click on the link. Is it available? Or you Were you
Yeah,
able
it
to?
looks like it has already been completed.
Really? No way.
Yep.
Okay, don't worry. Let's please go on to this one, please. Oh my. Well,
Got it.
great. And how did you do on this practice?
10 out of 10.
Amazing. Let's please move forward. Well, also, you're going to be reviewing the present perfect continuous. And again, just as a reminder, continuous, this word means ing on the verb. And well, because we're talking about a present perfect tense, we are going to be using the auxiliaries have and has, followed by been, and followed by the verb in the ing form. So whenever I want to make affirmative statements, I will be using the subject, the auxiliary, been, and verb in the ing. You have been working for 10 hours. And for the negative form, the only thing we're going to add is just not, followed by the auxiliary been, and the verb in the ing form. Again, here you can contract. This depends on you. I have not been working. She hasn't been working. For questions, as we know, we're going to place the auxiliary verb before the subject, followed by been and by the verb in the ing form. And here we have an example. Has she been working? Yes, she has. No, she hasn't or has not. And of course, we can apply WH information questions to these tenses. Well, here we have one example. My cat has been sleeping all day. And well, here we're going to have a practice about it. Just a quick one. All right, present continuous. Please.
I got it.
Perfect. And how did you do?
I got a 6 out of 10.
Okay. Well, is there a
One of
doubt or a question that you may have about this practice?
one of them is due to a typo, so I
Okay.
think that's not so bad.
Yeah.
But the rest of them are due to, I think I missed a comma.
Oh, all right. I see. In the answers.
One of them, we have lived in London for 6 months.
Mhm. But because it's the present continuous, is the present perfect continuous tense, then
Oh,
we have been living, right?
okay. He has been playing football, so he's tired.
Mm-hmm. Yes, comma, so he's tired.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have I now I see it. Yeah. I have been cooking, so I'm really hot. Yeah. I missed a comma.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so I think those are not major issues with the structure. It was just typing in the commas, which we are going to also review later on the use of connectors. So don't you worry. Nevertheless, so because you're making a pause in the statement, always a comma whenever you're
Okay.
making a pause and using so. All right, well, I think we can continue. Let's please move forward. Well, you are also going to be reviewing about the tag questions. And tag questions are basically questions inside another question, like a second verification on your question, we can say. And the way that it works is the following. Whenever we are talking about the present perfect with the verb to be, we are going to be writing a sentence, she is American, and then the question follows after the comma. And always, whenever we are making tag questions, we are going to use the negative of the auxiliary that we are using in the first statement. For example, she is American, isn't she? Always positive and negative, the tag negative. Again, well, we can also do inverse, like negative in the first statement and then affirmative in the second one. She is an American, is she? And in the answer, we will just affirm, confirm, or not. Yes, she is, or no, she isn't. Here, whenever we are talking about the simple present tense, we are going to use a verb. And of course, in the tag, we are going to use the auxiliary in the negative form. So you study English, don't you? Don't forget about the comma. This is very important. Here, it's again, we can have a negative statement and my tag must be affirmative. Always. You don't study English, do you? Here, as you can see, we're using both of the auxiliaries because we're beginning with a negative. But here, no, because we are beginning with an affirmative statement. That means an affirmative verb. Whenever we are talking about the past simple, again, we are going to be using the verb to be in the past. And here we have the example. Please, can you read on the example?
Okay. You were at home, weren't you?
And the other example too, please.
You weren't at home, were you?
Yeah. So as you see, whenever we are talking about tag questions, if the sentence is affirmative, the tag is negative. If the sentence is negative, the tag is affirmative. Here, past continuous. For the past continuous, we know that we use the verb to be in the past, followed by the verb in the ing form. And here, of course, the negative form of the auxiliary. Please, can you read on the tag?
Tom was watching TV. TV, wasn't he? Tom wasn't watching TV, was he?
Correct. And here, for the present perfect, again, very important to remember using the auxiliaries, affirmative, negative, negative, affirmative. Please.
He has written 5 letters, hasn't he? He hasn't written 5 letters, has he?
Yes. And for the past perfect, we know that the auxiliary is had. And of course, we're going to use the affirmative and the negative, negative, affirmative, please.
You had, you had,
Yes.
yeah. You had lunch, hadn't you?
Mhm.
You hadn't had lunch, had you?
Yes. Here, the auxiliary is the first one, and then the second had is the verb that is using the sentence, all right? That's why you see two had. Here, you could have used another verb, no? You had written or you had studied. But in this sentence, they are using this verb, had, in the past participle form, to be part of the sentence, besides using it as the auxiliary. And yes, it is possible. Here, will, future, please.
Okay. I would have used, you have had lunch, haven't you?
Mhm.
How will that be different?
How will this be different
Yeah, I,
with, yeah, you were saying, please continue.
you have had lunch, haven't you? That's what I would have said.
Or you will have used have. Well, because we are talking about the past perfect, the auxiliary is this one. And whenever we are talking about perfect tenses, we have to use the verb in the past participle tense. Therefore, we are using had because had is the past participle of have.
Okay,
But if you were using the present perfect, yes, of course, you need to have, right? Not have. But in this case, not because we're using the past perfect and this is the auxiliary, had.
okay.
Yes. All right.
Well,
Well, whenever
he'll
we are,
read, he'll read this book, won't he?
mhm,
He won't read this book, will he?
yes. And again, we are using the affirmative form of the auxiliary and also the negative. And here negative and then affirmative. Also, we can use modal verbs to write tag questions. As you see here, we're using the modal verb can, which expresses ability. And the negative, affirmative, and here affirmative, negative. Please, can you read on the example?
He can read this book, can't he? He can't read this book, can he?
Yes, correct. All right, well, is there a doubt or a question that you may have about tag questions?
Oh, I don't.
All right, very good. Let's please work on this exercise. And again, these activities are just for practicing in classes and well, all the assignments will be in the platform. Were you able to register on the platform and log in?
Well, I already get registered with a different name.
Oh, okay. So you are in the platform already.
Yep.
Perfect. Then today I will be assigning you all the homework related to the unit, all right?
Okay.
Because today we will finish with all unit number 1. How are you doing with the practice, David?
I'm almost over.
All right, nice.
Finished.
Great. And how did you do?
Okay, I got a 9 out of 10, but I think this is a bug.
Right.
Due to the fact that, oh, this
Well,
sentence is correct.
okay.
Mrs. Smith is sick, isn't she?
All right. Mrs. or Mr.?
Mrs.
A woman.
Okay. It's a woman. All right.
All right. It's because there are two is and she.
Oh, okay. I got it. Maybe it was because of the order in which they were presented. And maybe you chose the one that was at the beginning to answer the one that was in the bottom. And that's why it corrected that. Because according to the order that you had the tags, you had to match the sentences. So maybe you match, the sentence might be correct, but maybe you chose the one that was in the bottom first, and then the one that was above you chose later. You understand? So maybe it was that. But if the sentence is correct, don't worry. You know that these kind of practices, they follow like a structure. So although the sentence might be correct because you use the same tag in another
Mhm.
statement, it was because of that, the order in which they were presented or given.
The other
Yeah.
one is Alicia is from Iran, isn't she?
Yeah. You see, they are two isn't she? That's the reason.
Okay.
All right. But don't worry, it's correct. So everything is perfect. All right. Well, do you have any doubt or question about tag questions?
No.
Okay. Let's please move forward. And the last thing you're going to be reviewing on this unit, it's the use of an object followed by an infinitive. Well, here we have a specific list of some verbs and also some modal auxiliaries that you can use that are followed by an object and then by an infinitive. Well, here we have some examples on verbs. Allow, ask, help, need, invite, order, remind, tell, want, and with auxiliary verbs, modal verbs, would like, would prefer, would hate, and would love. And well, here we have some objects, Mary, her, us, the students, Peter and John. And in this case, we're going to be using this infinitive to do. Well, actually, in the first one, we have to go, to visit, to come, to wait, and to leave. Here, the first example, they allowed us to go to the party. If you see here, the structure of this statement is following a subject, followed by the verb, followed by an object, and then you have an infinitive and a complement to the party. Here we have another example. Please, if you could read on the example.
We want the students to visit the new museum.
Yep. And the next one.
He told me to go there. We would like you to come with us.
Mhm.
I ordered Mary to wait. He asked us to leave by 7:30.
Correct. And well, these are the lists that are always going to be followed by an object and by an infinitive. All right. So this is just a structure that follows, no, a regular sentence or statement. Well, is there a question that you may have about this structure, verb, object, infinitive?
No, I don't.
All right, nice. So we are getting acquiring time from these practices, and so we will have more time tomorrow, I think, if we begin with unit 2 today. Okay.
Got it.
Right? And how did you do in this practice?
Hmm. Let me see. 8 out of 10. Yep. Yeah, it's due to
Typing?
one of them.
Typing
Sorry.
is due to typing, maybe? Typing mistakes or no?
In one of them, I forgot to type two. I think the rest of them are fine, but um, yeah, just bugs like invite them to have a chat in Spanish.
All right. Invite them to have a chat in Spanish. That was the statement.
Yeah, it was invite them, bold, then space. Then I typed to have, and the rest of the sentence was a chat in Spanish.
Oh, okay. All right. But what you typed was correct, and maybe it was marked incorrect. That's what you're trying to say.
Exactly.
Let's please check on this. Okay, let's please wait till it loads. Oh my God. All right, here. Oh, here, behave. It was not behave, to behave. Oh, okay. Here you have to use the infinitive. Expect them to behave like adults. Either instead of
I
leaving
forgot
them
to
to.
I forgot to type two in that one.
Mm-hmm. And this one to join, also infinitive. Actually, all of them were infinitive, right?
Yeah, but
Mhm.
it, it is already written the preposition to.
Oh, yeah, here it is. To join in. Oh, here was in. You missed in, not the preposition to. But here it was join in. I want to see that. Oh, yes, it was join in. That's why.
Okay.
Join in. Okay, here was the preposition to. And here invite them have a chat in Spanish. To have a chat in Spanish. To have a chat. Oh no, this one is correct because I don't know, for some reason they included a chat, but it's already here. So this one is correct. I'm so sorry for that. That was a system mistake. And here taught them to do it. This one is how to do it. Let's see. Will come up how to. Teach them to do it. Oh, how to do it. Yeah, they didn't include here how. But yeah, this one also should be marked as correct because they didn't add the WH, how to. Well, in that case, you have to sum up 0.6, which your final score will be 8.8, which is 9, okay? So you basically only had these two mistakes, only these two, all right?
All right.
Okay, well, let's please begin with unit number 2. And well, in this unit, you are going to be reviewing about phrases with line in the vocabulary section. And here are some of them. And actually, we have in bold the meaning of this phrase. For example, along the same lines. What is the meaning of this phrase? Similar. And here we have an example. Please, can you read on the example?
My sister works in publishing and I'm hoping to do something along the same lines.
Yes. So basically, I'm hoping to do something similar, right?
Okay.
Here, be out of line means to behave in an unsuitable way, so a way that is not correct. Please, can you read on the example?
It was made quite clear to me that if I stepped out of line again, I would be out of the job.
Yes. All right, and here, down the line, it means in the future. Please.
Lots of things will have changed a few years down the line.
Correct. And here, drop someone a line means to write a short letter or note. Please.
I hope I hope you'll drop me a line soon.
Yes, and here, get a line on something means to get information about something.
I need to get a line on what's really happening.
Yes. So, well, now you can use all of these phrases, all right, to express these meanings. All right, let's please move forward. And here, give someone a line means to let someone on, to give someone false information. Can you make an example with give someone a line?
Since he gave me a line, I got lost.
All right, perfect. Yes. Lay it on the line means to speak very honestly and directly to someone. Please.
An example, let me think. Okay, I'll lay it on the line so you won't your lost so you won't lose your job.
Okay, yes. Also, here we have a given example that says, let me lay it on the line. If your work doesn't improve, you'll be fired. So that means that if this person doesn't do a better job, then he will be off.
Fired.
Yeah. All right. Read between the lines is to try to understand someone's real feelings or intentions from what they say or write.
Okay. Lawyers must learn how to read between lines.
Mhm. Yes, that's true. And here we have a given example, please.
I'll say I'll say he isn't happy with reading between the lines. I'll say he isn't happy with the situation.
Correct. And well, let's please finish. We only have two more statements. Take a hard line means to be very severe in the way that you deal with someone's or something. Please.
The school takes a hard line on bullying.
Correct. And the bottom line means the final line in the accounts of a company or organization, stating the total profit or loss that has been made. Please.
How will the rise in interest rates affect our bottom line?
Correct. So basically saying that they're in the bottom line, which they can broke, right? They can end with their organization or company. All right. Well, I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, but you will have access to a YouTube channel with all the recordings from the classes. And I will see if the YouTube channel is available now so I can upload the classes. If it is, then I will be sharing with you the link on the chat, okay? On
Okay.
WhatsApp. And since you told me that you already are in the platform, today I will be assigning you all the assignments, also the quiz from unit number 1. And well, tomorrow we will finish with unit number 2, depending on how it goes. All right?
Okay.
So let's
I
please,
think I would like to show you my screen.
yeah, of course. Tomorrow, if you have everything for tomorrow, no problem. And well, if you have the time, as I said before, we're going to see how the class goes and maybe to see how many minutes we can take
Um,
out from the
um,
class so you can, so I can help you as much as I can. I will, okay? Don't worry.
okay. Um,
Please, if
Let me
you could
see.
work on the survey.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. I am signed as I signed with as a student 10 with a password that the coordinator gave me.
All right, wonderful. I will be checking that after the class. Don't worry. Okay, all right.
All right.
Well, thank you very much. And we are going to see each other tomorrow.
That's right. Thank you.
Okay. Well, have a great night, David, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Bye.